When people come to Wyoming to experience nature, they're usually headed to Yellowstone. Now I'm no different, and this was definitely on my to-do list, but that's not where this story came to life for me. What drew me in was the empty, open forest and the roads less traveled. There's just something about a dusty dirt road that I can't resist. That's where this Wyoming episode of the No Regrets Road Trip series begins. If you're new to the channel, this trailer will help fill you in on the details of the Road Trip series. Chapter marks are included in case you want to skip right to the story.
Hello, my name's Brian, and welcome to Overland Calling. Toto, we ain't in Kansas anymore. And we're not in Virginia either.
A friend of mine was in the final stages of getting things ready for retirement, when suddenly, out of nowhere, he passed away without getting a chance to reap the rewards of his hard work. That was the seed that grew into the planning for this journey. I don't want to be in his shoes. So when adventure can't wait for retirement, it's time to hit the road, find a 2-track, and see where it takes me. Bouncing from one amazing area to another, to inhale life and dive headfirst into the experience. A compass needle pointing west is my guide, and the journey is my destination. Now I haven't completely lost my mind. I work from home, and I've been able to transform my Jeep into a mobile office. I can shift gears from overlanding on the weekends into car camping mode for the weekdays to work my 9-to-5 job. It's time I quit squandering the gift of remote work and head out to see what new experiences the open road has to offer. Please join me on this 2.5-month-long quest from the sandy shores of Virginia to the rocky redwood coast of Northern California and back again. Let's get lost and find ourselves along the way. I hope you enjoy this No Regrets Road Trip series. Until next time, enjoy the ride. In the last episode, I departed Devil's Tower and hit the forest to find a place to camp for the night. Little did I know, Mother Nature had a surprise in store for me. The light show was amazing, but as the storm drew closer, reality came flooding in. I was excited to put my new top oak rooftop tent to the test. Actually, excited may not be the best word for it. Let's go with anxious. It was now time to see if the money I saved over buying a name brand was going to come back to haunt me. The storm blew past in about an hour, finally giving way to a spectacular sunrise. That set the mood for the next day of exploration.
Let me catch you up here, I got some explaining to do. We are now on the other side of Wyoming. Not too far away from Yellowstone, maybe an hour and a half away from Jackson. I couldn't take the pavement anymore. So I came out here, as always, looking for a place to sleep. There's some campgrounds coming up not too far, but I don't know, I'll take a look. Who knows? I keep hoping I'm gonna find a campground that I just go, oh, holy crap, that's for me. If not though, I still got a little daylight left. Try and find some dispersed camping elsewhere. This is a pretty gnarly road. And if this was the only road into the campgrounds, I think that might be the campground for me. But as appears on the map, there's a much quicker and easier way in. Welcome to civilization. Sort of.
It's Sunday, and as much as I want to explore for days and days and days, I need to find a place to camp. I've got to be at work on Monday. I'm not opposed to staying in campgrounds, and to be honest, I do like having access to a bathroom. But I don't want to give up that feeling of just space. If I'm going to camp out, I don't want to feel like I'm crammed in with my neighbors. Every once in a while I find a campground with that perfect combination of isolation and amenities. But 9 times out of 10, I give up the bathroom and end up moving to a dispersed location to get what I really need.
Well, this is some nice lakeside camping, no doubt, but spaces are just a little too close in for me. I'm gonna need a little bit more peace and quiet than this place has to offer, but man, if you don't mind being close to people, this is a beautiful campground. Right on the lake, not bad at all. But I saw a little forest road leading off, so I'm gonna go check that out, see what it's got to offer. Just down from the Pinnacles campground, I found this beautiful spot. I mean, it's not quite as private as I like. It's a little easy to get to, but I mean, heck. Got my view of the Pinnacles. Beauty of a fire pit. And I'm pretty far off the beaten path. I mean, not too bad. I don't know if you can see it, but back in there, you can just see the road peeking out. I'll be able to hear traffic, but I don't think I'll be getting a whole lot of traffic here. Well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna grab me some chow and then get settled in for the night. Yes, I'm having a gourmet bowl of cereal. You know what? It's been a long day. Night's coming. And I just want to sit back, relax, enjoy the stream, and watch the sunset over the Pinnacles. Man, this spot is pretty dang nice. I get the Starlink roughly secured. It's a crazy angle, but it'll make sense once it opens. Weather gods are telling me that it's supposed to rain this evening, so I think it's a good idea to have the awning out. In the mountains, evening rain showers are pretty common. All right, and now for the cheapo tarp to go down before everything. If you don't put this down, you're gonna have a lot of moisture on the floor of your awning room. Makes things a little bit easier on pack up. Now for the big guy.
I didn't do a lot of filming for this video while I was here, but I did manage to get caught up on a few of my other video projects. If you watch my Starlink Mini testing in the wild video or my camp lounge chair review, this backdrop is going to look pretty familiar. This place just really made work flow. It overpowered my nature to always want to explore and just drew me in to live in the moment here. This was one camp spot that was ideal for spending a week working. It provided a super relaxing view to melt the stress away. But it wasn't the stunning view alone. The smell of the pines and the sound of the stream in the background blended together to make me feel like I was living inside a perfect Instagram picture. Have you ever been to a place that just left a spot so bright in your memory that when you think back on your time there, it washes over you to drown out the world? This place was one of those memories for me. I enjoyed a few days of bliss until the biggest fear I have camping in the backcountry became reality.
Well, here we go. One last view of paradise before I leave. The lighting looks a little off. Well, that's because we seem to have a little bit of fire smoke above us. I don't know what that's about, other than I ain't sticking around to find out because we got ash coming down, and that's never a good feeling. So we are packing up, rolling out. No fancy filming today. We're gonna play the get the heck out of here game. don't know where the heck that fire is. I ain't taking the time to look it up either. I'm just gonna beeline it out of town. Had 3 neighbors last night. Well, sorry, myself and 2 neighbors. So we had 3 of us in here. That was pretty cool. It is a little bumpy. Oh, we better let this guy go by first. Buddy, you're going the wrong direction. I'm gonna take this nice easy road back to the main highway and then head on out. We found where that smoke was coming from. It's actually not too awful far from where I was camped. A couple hills over. Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's a good size one kicking off too. Gosh, I hope they get that sucker out. Well, time to get the heck out of the way.
On the way to the airport, I got to meet the most friendly horses that I've ever seen. Here I am, hanging out with horses with the sawtooths in the background. I could almost feel the cowboy hat on my head. I also got a chance to spend some quality time hanging out in a Buffalo traffic jam. After the crossing was completed, I went straight to the airport because of course I was late, picked up my wife and daughter, and then we headed to the backcountry for some exploring and camping before our scheduled visit to Yellowstone. If you're able to make it to the area south of Jackson, Wyoming, I highly recommend taking some time for a trail detour to Monument Ridge and the surrounding area. The camping there is spectacular, the views are just absolutely stunning, both along the way and at the top. Sorry I didn't do much filming. My focus was on being in the moment with my family as we took it all in together. I love the solitude of being solo, but especially after being out for a while, I yearn to have people there with me to share that memory. I know I said earlier that this video would not be covering Yellowstone, but I got to witness something that was so rare I felt it just wasn't fair not to show it. While we were there waiting for the Old Faithful eruption, we were treated to the Beehive geyser erupting, and they both were going off at the same time. Beehive geyser is not nearly as frequent or predictable as Old Faithful, and to witness them both erupting at the same time is, quite frankly, rare and amazing. Enjoy the show. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, enjoy the ride.